All right, in this quick video, I'm going to talk about what is pride. Now, I'm not talking about the LGBTQ pride. I'm talking about the pride, the emotion, the pride that you get when you are first born, when you are a child. I'm talking about that pride that you get when you're so full of pride, when you love yourself that much. Pride. That's the pride that I'm going to talk about. Now, it can be a little complicated at first talking about a word that just gets thrown out, so I'm going to break it down so you know exactly what it is that I'm talking about, so there's no confusion. So I do have an ego video out that breaks down ego, but in this, we're going to talk about pride. By definition, pride is the act of having too high of an opinion of yourself when you're just totally 100% into you and nothing else, or no one else. If you are someone who is like, thinking about myself can't be right, like you say that like it's a bad thing. And if you're like, I know, right, that cannot be a bad thing. How can loving yourself be a bad thing? Well, it's not really loving yourself or loving what you do. It's actually the point of loving yourself or loving what you do or loving who you are to the point that you are now becoming spiteful of everyone else around you. And that is where the problem comes in. So, like I mentioned, too much of anything can be harmful, can be a harmful thing. See, having pride is not a bad thing, no. But too much pride, well, that's different. Too much pride will have you thinking you are superior to others, too good and better than others. I mean, that refers to men versus women, blacks or brown versus white, religion versus religion, the people versus politicians, women versus women, gay versus trans, conspiracy theorists versus scientists, rich versus the poor, the United States versus foreign countries, label versus non-label, and the list sadly goes on. Do you see that the division is killing us? The division, why can't we just stick together? Why can't we all just get along? Seriously. Pride can get confused with arrogance, cockiness, and or conceited. That is not what pride is. That is actually what too much pride can look like. Now, like I mentioned, pride itself is not initially a bad thing. You want to have healthy pride, reasonable self-esteem, feeling confident and satisfied with yourself and your achievements. You want to be proud of your family. That is all true. But you don't want to have too much of that to the point where you are feeling yourself entirely too much. In case you are still like, I have no idea what pride is, let me give you some examples. Fault finding, having a harsh spirit, being superficial, defensiveness, letting family or friends suffer just because you don't want to help, putting others down, comparing your success to others' success, not accepting constructive criticism, always wanting to be the center of attention, obsessed with physical looks, avoid unpopular or who you perceive as ordinary people, name dropping, bragging about your connections, not being teachable, don't take others' advice, considers others a threat, think you're too important for mundane, like simple things like picking up trash, feeling a sense of entitlement. Now, I'm going to tell you some ways to not be an asshole or a dick, aka being too prideful, whether this is accidentally or on purpose for whatever reason. Let me help you out to become a regular citizen, a regular, functional, kind, loving human being. Just someone who has regular pride, who is not being excessively prideful. You can actually lose a lot of connections that way. So the first thing you want to do is identify the cause of all that pride. Why do you feel like you are superior than thou? Why do you feel like your shit don't stink? Admit your mistakes, learn to apologize, and practice apologizing when you've made a mistake, especially. Learn to actively listen. Stop thinking about you right now. Just read on. Do not compare your success to another. Why steal your own joy? Do not compete with anyone. You are your own competition, although a healthy challenge is okay. Acknowledge others and their strength. Encourage the weak. Practice good sportsmanship. Do not let appreciation go to your head. You know how it is. We've all been there. And most importantly, treat others the way you want to be treated. This is the one, the main one that will keep you humble if you just learn to treat others how you are treated. So that wraps up the video. I hope you learned something. If you did, give your girl a like. If you like videos like this on vocabulary breakdown and what these words really is and examples and stuff like that, then give your girl a like, leave me a comment, subscribe for the vibe, and I will see you guys next time. Sending lots of love. Peace.